Now I promised you guys more tablet coverage over the next little while, so the first one that I'm going to be looking at, besides my so unpopular iPad 2 unboxing, is the Motorola Zoom. Now every tablet manufacturer on the Android side has to find different ways to differentiate themselves, because remember, it's all running on the same platform. Apple has the hardware and the software to differentiate themselves from the rest of the market, but these guys actually have to work a little harder for it. So the Motorola Zoom features the Tegra2 processor, so that is a dual-core processor with an advanced graphics chip built in, so this is an NVIDIA initiative that they've worked very hard to bring to market. Now, one of the ways that Motorola differentiates themselves, actually there's a couple different ways. One is battery life. The Zoom actually has exceptional battery life, even from my personal experience with it. And the other is the accessories. So there's a ton of actual Motorola official accessories. You don't have to rely on cheapo third parties to necessarily make the accessories that go with it. So I'm going to show you guys the Zoom up close, as well as some select accessories here, including a Bluetooth keyboard, the protective portfolio case, the speaker HD dock, these are all Motorola accessories, as well as the regular dock, which I have it mounted on right now. So let's have a closer look at the unit itself. It uses a dual-core Tegra2, as I mentioned before. It has a 10.1 inch, that is a 1280 by 800 resolution screen, so it is capable of displaying 720p content on it. Okay, let's check out what we got in terms of physical attributes here. So we have our power in. This is an HDMI output. We've also got USB. Okay, so moving around, that appears to be a microphone. On the other side, pretty much nothing. Very clean overall look. You've got a headphone port as well as a micro SD slot. Now, at the time of doing this video, see there's your micro SD placeholder. The micro SD slot is not yet enabled, but there is some functionality that's coming very, very soon. So, of note is the fact that right here on the back, we have a 5 megapixel as well as HD video camera, so that is 5 megapixel still images and 720p video. We have a flash, we also have stereo speakers, and there's your power and unlock key. You got a little Motorola logo there. Okay, on the other side we find volume buttons. Now one of the things to note about this tablet is it's clearly meant to be used in portrait mode, because you can tell this, the volume buttons are here. The camera is here, so when you compare that to the iPad 2, for example, which has the camera here and has your volume control here, that's meant to be used more in portrait mode. Because it's widescreen, this is what's going to deliver the most satisfying overall experience. So, one of the things, like I said, that really sets the Zoom apart is the fact that here, what's a good example? Why don't we use, actually, you know what? No, this one's not as impressive. Let's do this one right here. We're going to run Riptide on the HDMI output. So it is as simple as plugging this is actually a Motorola HDMI cable into the, although it's standard compatible, you can just buy one and then you can use it, into any monitor or television, and you can play games from your tablet on the big screen, whether it's a monitor or a TV. So here we are, we're getting started. You want to watch the screen there, so check this out. Tegra2 allows us to play way more graphically intensive games than the processor on the iPad 2, or iPad 1 especially, but even the iPad 2. So you can see here that this is running very, 3D, lots of water effects and all that good stuff. It looks much more impressive actually when you put it up on the bigger screen versus on the smaller screen, just because you can really see the amount of detail that goes into it. And that's pretty much, we can cut off that clip there. So next let's have a quick look at the protective portfolio case, which I have not actually yet seen. So it actually has like a rubberized feel to the outside. It would be very difficult to accidentally drop it. The outsides are a hard plastic, so that's going to protect you from a small incidental fall, but nothing major. Okay, how to use your Motorola Zoom portfolio comes with a little instruction thing. So you know what? Let me mount this then, and then I'll be back. Well, it took me only a couple seconds to mount it. You basically just snap the unit in, and now I have it in its carrying case. This is actually a little bit smarter than Apple's carrying case. Now, the device does not wake when you open it, but personally I have no problem pressing a button at the back to turn on the device when I'm going to use it, so I'm not too worried about that particular functionality. But it does do a few things that are kind of cool. First of all, you unsnap the bottom half of it, just like that. Oh, not turned off. Okay, maybe that would be a handy feature. Okay, and then you just go like this. So you want to use it flat. You fold it on itself, just like that, hook it in there. Now you are able to use the tablet flat, you're able to access all of your buttons, and you are ready to go. Okay, a couple other things. You want to use a high viewing angle, so this would be ideal for watching movies, for example, if you're putting it in front of you on a plane, on your tray in the upright position, or whatever the case may be, sit and watch a movie, or if you want to use it in a more laptop-esque kind of environment, then what you can do is you can go ahead and you can mount it like that. Now all of a sudden you can type on it using a wireless keyboard, and with the upcoming firmware update to 3.1, we are not only going to get that micro SD slot enabled, but we're also going to get support for not only a keyboard, but also a mouse at the same time. Did you turn it off?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh.
Alright, so pairing up the keyboard was just a matter of, okay, well now the device is going to standby, but pairing up the keyboard was just a matter of turning on Bluetooth, and now I can navigate around inside the menus. I mean, if I didn't want to use the touchscreen, which is actually a little easier. I mean, what the keyboard is actually for is for typing, so this, oh, okay, well I accidentally hit a key at the beginning, but this keyboard is actually pretty comfortable. Okay, well I'm talking while I type, so it makes it lots more difficult, but the responsiveness is good. The comfort is quite nice. It's very, very low profile, so you can actually pack it around with you, and it takes standard AA batteries, so you don't have to worry about recharging it. If you run into trouble, you can just buy some AA's and you are good to go. It also has all of the usual Android shortcut keys. So you got your home button, you've got chat, you've got the market, you've got your Gmail, music, internet, volume, play, so media controls, all of that good stuff. I actually don't know what this button does. Oh, okay. So that brings out the context menus. So when you have the mouse functionality that's going to come in the 3.1 update, then I think we're going to be in a situation where the functionality is dramatically improved, because now all of a sudden, just by carrying a little mouse, little Bluetooth mouse, and this skinny keyboard, you can have all of those extra input options. So the last thing I'm going to look at is the HD speaker dock. Now our last big accessory here is the HD speaker dock. And what this allows us to do is dock it the same way we would on the normal dock, which is weighted, it powers and charges the device. This has all of that functionality as well, but this one adds external speakers to the Zoom, which are actually quite loud, distortion-free, and definitely make for a satisfying gaming experience. Okay, let's also have a look at the other functionality of the HD speaker dock though. Check this out. So you got your speaker here. You can see it's substantially larger than the regular dock. It is also powered by an inline power brick like this. And you also have support for the HDMI out, whereas the regular dock actually blocks the HDMI port. You do not have support for HDMI out using that one. The HD speaker dock is also compatible not only with the Zoom by itself, but you can also take it off and you can switch the mounting piece so that instead it is compatible with the Zoom in its case. So it adds a little bit of extra buffer space around the back so you can put it in on the carrying case. So thank you for checking out my overview of the Motorola Zoom. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos. Actually, this is more of an overview of the Zoom accessories. I'll be looking more in depth at the Zoom itself on NCIX Tech Tips in the near future as part of a tablet roundup.